Hey, there we are on Brunch with Brian. And today I want to talk about organizing your life and your time. Organizing, there's two things that you need to be organized in your life: your spaces, where you live, your everything down from your drawers to, your garage and your shelves and your desk and your spaces. So one thing that needs to be organized is your spaces to have the best year this year and to be the most effective that you can this year. The other thing that needs to be organized is what? There's two things that need organization: your spaces and your time. Two things that you need to have organized: your space and your time. So we're talking about the time space continuum here. You want to be organized in your spaces and organized in your time. What grade would you give yourself right now on organized spaces? Like your desk. Okay, let's take your desk. How, if you have a desk now, mostly, it's helpful if you have a desk because it gives you access to the things you need, but not if it's all messy. If it's messy, you actually struggle because you're searching for the things you need. So obviously, anytime you're looking for something, that is a good sign that you need more organization. And if you find yourself often hunting for sheets of paper, especially paper, if you're looking for, oh, where did that sheet of paper go? Where did that lead sheet go? Where did that go? Where did those notes go that I took at that event? So if your paper is disorganized, that's an important part of your spaces, is your filing system. So I'm going to talk today about filing system on Teaching Tuesday. I'm going to talk actually about organizing your spaces and your time to have the best year possible this year. You got to set yourself up for success. If you're totally disorganized, you're working off of a messy platform. Okay, so you want a clean, organized platform to your launch platform to launch off of. And the more organized and well organized with time and spaces you are, the more effective you're going to be. Effective and efficient. And those are two different things: being effective and being efficient. I want you to be both. And if you have organized spaces and organized time, then you definitely will be. So I'm going to show you a new form I made. Where did I put that? And it's got all these really great tips on there. It's a schedule is what it is. And it's a really good schedule. You know what? I'm going to grab it here because I want to show it to you. So this is it. All right, this is it. So it's a new schedule form that I made recently, and you can see it actually covers each day, and it's about a half an hour splits. So you can get it all on one sheet, and you can color code it based on what goals you're pursuing, and it takes you through your whole week. So you've got one for Monday, and then Tuesday and Wednesday, and different days are different. Thursday is different than Monday. And when you get this worked out, you're going to have things that are always the same. Now, Brunch with Brian. So let's look at Thursday. What do we see Thursday at 9 o'clock? It says live stream prep. Then what does it say at 9:30? Brunch with Brian, live stream. Okay, so you're going to have everything that you normally do, including eating and your lunches and stuff like that. It's all going to be in there. If you have specific activities like hanging out with your kids and that's going to be in there. I want a date night in there. Okay, I want you to have a date night. So that's when we're talking about organizing your time. There's no better way to organize your time than really just break it down and actually look at your whole schedule, 7 pages, just like this, and you plug them all in. And now what's this other side here? Okay, there's this side, which is the action steps, but then there's this side, which is what? The best roles. So you are actually playing different roles when you are taking certain actions. So what are some of well, I do a lot of writing. I'm a writer. I write stuff all the time. I'm working on projects all the time. I'm working on psych ups right now. I'm writing psych ups. So for that, when I'm writing on that, my roles are genius writer, brilliant creator, and sharp businessman. So now those are all roles I like to get into. And sometimes, you'll see here on your thing, okay, pickleball. Well, I have a lot of different roles at pickleball. the pickleball professor. There's a lot of different ones here. Noble competitor, cheerful player. I like to say cheerful, supportive coach. Fun teammate, skilled partner, focused strategist. So you think of all the different sort of roles that you really can get excited about playing that role, like you're an actor. Okay, so I want to play this role of fun teammate when I'm playing pickleball. I'm too serious on the pickleball court. Sometimes I get too competitive and serious. So I got to remind myself, hey, let's go into that. Let's snap into, I like thinking of snapping into a new role, snap into or snap out of it. Sometimes you got to snap out of a role. You're stuck in a role. And you can approach the same activity. This is the wild thing now. You can approach the same action steps with two different mentalities. You could approach it as, you could, like your phone calls. Okay, obviously that's a big part of being a successful investor is making your phone calls. So what's your role when you get ready to pick up the phone? Are you nervous newbie? Okay, a lot of you guys are nervous newbie, and that doesn't come across well when you got skeptical seller on the other end. Okay, so that's the role they're playing. A lot of these folks, especially FSBOs, let's face it, they're listing their property themselves. They're saying, I don't need an agent to sell my house. So they're already assuming that they're, pretty smart. And so they're going to be kind of smart and they're going to be sort of skeptical about anything that comes over the transom usually. So you have to, when you're talking to a FSBO, what is that FSBO's approach? Usually skeptical seller. What are you trying to get them into? Friendly neighbor. That's why I want you to be friendly neighbor for the beginning, for part of the beginning of that call when you're building rapport. You're actually going to go into this friendly neighbor role. All right. But then you got to get back to successful investor, real estate winner role and close these deals. Master closer, master caller. I like that. Master caller. So any of these roles that, that's why when you have activities that you're going to do, especially if they're activities that you don't feel like you're that good at or you're not that excited about, you got to think of a different way to approach it. You have to think of a different role to play when you're doing that, because I can go out and play pickleball and I can be fierce competitor or I can be fun teammate. And that's going to be two very different Brians out there playing pickleball. And, sometimes I need to be fierce competitor. If we are playing in a tournament, I do need that. But I can't lose that fun teammate side when we're playing for fun. So again, every time you approach anything, you're in a role. You're unconsciously in a role. Very few people actually think about the roles they play in their life. And that's why I'm creating and writing a book on role control right now, so that everybody starts to realize, hey, I'm walking around in my life and I'm playing all these different characters of me, different versions of me, loving dad Brian, or serious businessman Brian, sharp businessman. And then you lay your roles out, roles that excite you. And then when you're doing that activity, you get into that role. And then you are successful and effective in your role. So I'm going to talk about this form, and yes, I will. You guys can ask me for it. You can call 888-RICH now, or but for the course today, for the training today on Teaching Tuesdays, this is really helpful. And I'm going to talk about being organized today. So let's all get organized today, and organized in our spaces and our time. So obviously I was talking about time organization there. So I'm going to talk more about space organization on Teaching Tuesdays. I didn't have much time to get to that. So how is everybody doing today? Jennifer was on before we even turned on the camera, and so is Linda. Good job. Good morning, Linda. Oh, it's in the 70s today. Oh, yeah. Okay, so guys, I want you to be taking action today. Good morning. Teaching Tuesday is coming up. Good, always great to see you, Jennifer. Just moved to our house using Pretty House. All right, so working on organization now. Okay, that's another thing I'm going to bring up, because how organized you are sometimes depends on how long you've lived in a place. So sometimes over years, if you've lived in the same place for 20 years, sometimes you have a lot of clutter and you really have to do a major cleaning. Right? Right, Willow? Come here, baby. Come here. Willow's such a good girl. She wanted to say hi. Yeah, so good girl, good girl. Okay, so And Noel, great to see you, Noel and Kathy. Awesome form, yes, for organizing your time. Good morning, Charles. Great to see you here. And we all want to get better on the phone, but practicing, that's part of when you're playing successful real estate investor, when you're playing real estate winner, you have to do some role playing and some practice sometimes on that phone. Just take that seller financing closing call script, 2.5 pages long. It's the best script I ever wrote in my life, and it closes your deals. It closes deals with sellers and works out all the terms. So you get good at that 2.5 page script, and you're going to be really good at this business. So that's part of being a winner. Hey, Lynette. Yeah, I haven't seen you in a little bit. Awesome to see you here commenting. Good morning. And good morning, everybody. And I was hoping to see Bob today. Okay, so guys, yes, schedule that Teaching Tuesdays in your reminders. Or if you have a day timer or schedule like this, do that. And but I will see you guys today at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific for Teaching Tuesdays. It's going to be great, and we're going to get you guys organized with your space and time. All right, so I will see you guys. Yeah, Willow's such a doll. So I will see you guys later today. Let's get organized in our space and time. That's the way you're going to have the most effective and efficient E&E, effective, efficient year of 2024. All right, so I will see you guys. Okay, so what's our affirmation for today? I am organized. Okay, I am organized. Let's keep it simple. Ready? 3 times on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I am organized. I am organized. I am organized. And if you know that that's not really the case for you, then let's get that way. Let's get organized. Sometimes it doesn't take as long as you think. I mean, Lynette was out in the garage actually over the weekend organizing some stuff. Now, we moved into this house about 4 years ago, and she is, we're still kind of going through boxes and stuff because we move fast. So let's get organized, space and time today. Okay, so let's do our deep breathing. 3 deep breaths in. Nice deep breath. With a big smile and let it out. Another one. Good. Let it out. And one more. That's good. That's invigorating. I was going to talk about smiling today because I'm not talking about smiling enough. I used to talk about smiling almost every day. Okay, so don't forget to use smiling as a really great technique to keep your mood positive. It's the easiest thing you can do. It's the easiest action you can take to dramatically improve your mood is put a big smile on your face. All right, so great to see you all. I will see you on Thursday, and I will see you tonight. I'll see you later today on Teaching Tuesdays. So that's 7 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, and repeated 3 hours later. So if you miss it the first time, you can tune in 3 hours later. So if you're late, if you have a late day, remember it's 10 p.m. Eastern time, 7 p.m. Pacific. So if that's the time you have to listen, that's great. All right, so great to spend this time with you as always. And I will see you on Thursday. See you today later on Teaching Tuesdays. Until then, keep expecting success, getting awesome training, and taking action.